All right, hey, what's going on, my friends? This is your boy Turgon the Wise, bringing a new video to you today. Today is my week 2 update for my 19th season playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are as you're watching this. I hope everyone is doing well and has a lovely weekend ahead. It is now Saturday morning on the 12th of April, 2025. We're rapidly approaching day 15 of this server in a few hours. We'll have eclipsed that point. And as you can probably tell, quite a lot has happened since the last time I've brought you all a message. So I'm just going to walk through what's happened over the course of the last week. On Monday at 0800 UTC, the Chapter 6 pass is opened. We split around into 3 groups. We had a group stationed up here to try to contain the Ilil Noad train. To no avail, sadly. Gotta tip my cap to Eilil and Noad. They did not attack this pass from Ettenmoors into Karok right when the pass is opened, as we had kind of thought that they might. We thought maybe we had an opportunity to go for that pass, or either to snipe or to take it ourselves, and then get back in time to do something at Ashen Plains. But nothing happened up there. So then I was not actually, I'll be completely forthright with everyone here. I was not online when these passes open. Normally I set an alarm when I get up for these things, but um, I couldn't do it on this day. I had other responsibilities that I needed to prioritize. So uh, my account is secondhand, and I like to be fair and qualify my statements so that you're aware that I do not have a first-hand account. It is a second-hand account. Um, but firsthand, what I do know is up here, they didn't do nothing with this pass until it was my lunchtime that day. Uh, so they attacked it 8 hours after the pass opened, and I thought that that was actually a really quite brilliant strategy because at that point we weren't really focusing on that pass. We had already started focusing down here because what happened down here was a goddamn miracle. And this is one of the things I got to imagine was absolutely so exciting for fire players, and it sucked for us quite a bit. But like, my understanding is that fire attacked the pass between Ashen Plains and Gorgoroth when it opened, and at about 150,000, they stopped sieging it. At which point we proceeded to start sieging it down to bring it all the way down before they could snipe it. But um, a lucky gentleman was able to sneak in there from fire and grab it amidst a sea of huge siegers. So gotta tip your cap to your opposition there. That's a great skill shot with a little bit of luck. So kudos to you. And that really, quite honestly, has been a major thorn in our side because that allowed fire to pour into Ashen Plains and attack us there and uproot some of our players. And if you're not familiar with the new uproot system, it is brutal because they don't just randomly plop you somewhere anymore without any. And like, you get uprooted, you lose half your resources as part of the uproot process, but then you have to reconstruct your base, and that costs like, I think, 1.6 million resources. And you get this debuff. I forget what it's called and I forget what it does, but it is brutal. So um, getting uprooted really takes you out of the action for a few days. So we lost up here, we lost uh, down here, we lost over here. It was bad. We were able to stall Eilil and Noad for a little bit, but between Karok and Gladden, and then Gladden to UAV, and some of us were able to port down to Ashen Plains to kind of cycle in new people as other people were getting ported. So at no point have we really had our full team at Ashen Plains, but I think we have had as many as 60 here at once. And at first, I don't know how many bases got ported. I want to say 10 or 15, maybe 20. And then we cycled in another 10 or 15. It's difficult to say, but like the fighting down here between Yudes and Fire has been fierce. And again, I gotta tip my cap to these guys. They've got some really nice players, with some really different formations that um, we're not used to seeing. They're a former evil side RP clan, and you can bring evil RP teams to NRP and just use your all evil meta, and it works well in NRP. It's very potent, especially like the Undying relic. Holy smokes! If you have that thing max refined, it is a game changer. I mean, it's an expensive item to get max refined because of all the mithril you need. But wow, I have had a couple of fights with iron, with not with iron, with fire guys, who have that relic maxed out, and some of them who don't have the relic maxed out, but they have the relic, and that is just a really, I think it's a sleeper. Like I don't think a lot of people think about Undying's relic as a great relic, but it is a great relic. And if you have an R10 Undying and you don't have this relic, you should spend the 10 mithril and get it tomorrow. That's all I'm saying, because it's really good. um, so that's really what's going on. We also had some folks out here that fought Neon. There was a pin there for a while, and then eventually, 100 versus 30, 40 maybe, between, Soul was out here a little with some folks too. Soul also had some people up here helping us out, and by and large, Soul was also working in Greater Rune to try to keep Erebor out. And ultimately, we just lost on every single front, and we've lost our resources, so we can't make troops as quickly. And why do I see pins over here? So Soul's fighting him, I guess. Interesting. But yeah, it's been brutal, and we it's I think it's been fun. I mean, let's go to the leaderboard because you'll see, the leader, but the affluence is dominated, now by Fire and Noad Ilil. Lucy the Demon's one of the strongest accounts on the server. This guy is filthy. Shere Khan's also filthy. I gotta say. Lord Sauron Ace, really, I've been fighting these guys all week and on 3 accounts, and they're strong. They're really strong. From a merit perspective, it is mostly Yudes. Although you see, Lucy the Demon, right up there, number 4. This guy is a terrorist. Oh, I've dropped down to 10th. Dang. It's all good. I'm just teasing. Um, but yeah, Shere Khan's now 22nd. So there's Raz. I have not fought Omer. Papafira has a nice main formation. Ace. Is your top 50. From a fellowship affluence perspective, Noad and Ilil are winning the farm award. Fire and Neon not too far behind. Desal and Dash 5 and 6 currently. Yudes has dropped down to 7th. How the mighty have fallen. And I'll be honest, I mean, we didn't join this server to win. We joined the server to play the game and have fun. You know, when you sit in bag end for a certain amount of time, I mean, a lot of teams they enter bag end and they go right back in, or they're back in within a week or two. We were in bag end for a month, and it was a long wait, and we saw the server, and no one really talked to us about what was happening with these teams, but We decided to join last second and see, roll the dice. We knew that probably there would be a lot of hostility towards us, so we kind of prepped and set the expectation that it was going to be a hard season, and it certainly has been that, and it's been a lot of fighting, and ultimately that's what we crave. We want the fights. I mean, it would be nice if we had, the ability to fight a little more, but we get it. It's a war game. In a couple of days, the chapter 8 passes will unlock, and maybe that'll alleviate some pressure on us and they'll let us keep our capital. That would be nice, but we'll see what happens. And that's really your recap there, my friends. Like, not much more to it than that. We lost on all fronts to a vastly higher number of players. Airboard did a hell of a job recovering after we took their capital away after the between when the chapter 4 and the chapter 6 passes. We were up in here and up in here, and after we took Erebor we kind of backed off because, I mean, it was never our intention to take rewards away from anyone. That's not really something that we do. um, this is my seventh season playing with Eudes, and there's only been one season where we've handed out Explorer badges. And the only reason why we handed out those Explorer badges was because those teams chose not not to fight. So I think there's a big difference. That's kind of the precedent that I I s- that we have set, when we make this kind of a decision. And I think it's a fair precedent to set across the community where, like, when you're facing people and they just refuse to fight you, then why should they get rewarded for that? If you play the game, you should get rewards of some kind. Um, and if you don't, then you shouldn't. That's really what happened that season. It was a couple seasons ago. We were facing some teams, and they just went into hibernation. They wouldn't fight us at all, anywhere. And it was one of the most boring seasons I've experienced. Not quite the most boring. The most boring season was a season where no one wanted to fight us, and we decided to be very, very kind and make deals and just sit around in Path of the Dead and fight each other in Path of the Dead all season. That was the most boring season ever. And we just weren't willing to do that again. Like, if you're not going to fight us, then we're going to just walk around the map in PvE because there's nothing else to do. Like, at any rate, that is my recap of what happened this season. Try to keep things as objective as possible, and I'm looking forward to bringing you the next video next week. As always, I always wish everyone across the server, well. I hope everyone's having fun and enjoying the season, and we enjoy the season the rest of the way. It's still early in the season. We got a long ways to go. And just wishing everyone well. Hope everyone has a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you next week. All right, my friends, that's it for me. Turgon the Wise, signing off. Cheers.